Assalamu alaikum dear students. Today we are going to learn poem 2.3 The Inch Cape Rock, written by Robert Southey. So in our last lecture we had seen that the three stanzas of the poem. In the first stanza we had seen that there is very calm and silent weather. In the second stanza we see that there is somewhat little movement shown by the writer through this second stanza, and in the third stanza we had seen that the poet gives the introduction of about a boat of Arbroath Hawk. Now in the fourth stanza on page number 105 we will see the fourth stanza. Now, fourth stanza. Let's see the fourth stanza. Page number 105. When the rock was hid by the surge swell, the mariners heard the warning bell, and then they knew the perilous rock and blessed the abode of Arbroath Hawk. Here, in this fourth stanza of the poem, the difficult words are surge swell, SURGE''S''WESS, surge swell, it means sudden rise in the sea level. Next is mariner, that means sailors. Perilous, it means danger, dangerous. Next is blessed, BLEST, blessed, it means blessed, BLESSED, blessed. Okay, so in this stanza here poet says that when there is storm, there is sudden rise in the sea level, while listening this large and huge sound of the bell, they, means mariners, used to know there is this perilous rock, and then they used to change the coast and they used to blessed abode of Arbroath Hawk. Whenever they heard the sound of that bell, they understand that here there is that dangerous rock is situated here, and because of that bell the mariner changed the direction of their ship and they used to blessed abode of Arbroath Hawk. So इस लाइन में पोइट बता रहे हैं कि किस तरह से वार्निंग बेल के थ्रू यहाँ पर सेलर ने और मैरिनर्स ने पूरी शिप को बचाने का काम किया है, और जैसे ही वो बेल की आवाज़ सुनाई दी फौरी मैरिनर ने और सेलर ने उस शिप का डायरेक्शन चेंज कर लिया, और जिसकी वजह से सब लोगों की जान बच गई, और इसी वजह से सारे लोगों ने अबोट ऑफ Arbroath Hawk को बहुत दुआएं दी कि उन्होंने इतना अच्छा काम किया जिसकी वजह से हम सब की जान बच गई. सो लेट सी द फिगर ऑफ स्पीचेस यूज्ड इन दिस fourth stanza. When the rock was hid by the surge swell, here in this line figure of speech alliteration is used because sound V is repeated here. Next is and then they knew the perilous rock. Here in this line alliteration figure of speech is used because sound th, then or the. In these words sound the is repeatedly used. So the next stanza. The next stanza. The sun in heaven was shining gay, all things were joyful on that day. The seabirds screamed as they wheeled round, and there was joyance in their sound. So in this stanza here the poet talks about another day. There is another day, and that day was that particular day there was here heaven means the sky, and that particular day the sky is so shines and gay. Here gay means happiness. uh, all things were joyful on that particular day. It was shiny day, you can say that. All things were very nice. There used to be seabirds. They were screaming around due to the joy. So out of joy, it cheerfully, they are just wheeling around over the sky. It was just a very beautiful, splendid day, and there was joy in the sound of the birds also. So there was cheerfulness, there was joy, there was happiness everywhere around, and it means that a very nice day. That day was a very nice one. Then what happened at that day? Okay. So firstly we will know the figure of speeches used in this particular line. Here the sun in heaven was shiny gay. Here the figure of speech transferred epithet is used. Transferred epithet, because here gay, the quality, is totally transferred from people to the sun. So this is called the transferred epithet. Next is all things were joyful on that day. Personification figure of speech is used because living objects quality of being joyful has been given to the non-living object. So personification is used here. Next is the seabirds screamed as they wheeled around. So alliteration, because sounds is repeated twicely. Next line is, so the next line, the buoy of the Inchcape Bell was seen, a darker speck on the ocean green. Sir Ralph the rover walked his deck, and he fixed his eye on the darker speck. So in this line, here a writer introduced first time about Sir Ralph the rover. He says that he was a devilish pirate, and he says that one day, that was a particular day, that was a shiny day, as we can see in the above stanza, that shiny day, a beautiful day, and he was traveling towards the side of That Inchcape Rock. Wherever the Inchcape Rock is situated, at that side he is traveling towards there. And of course that day is very calm day, and when the day is very calm, at that time we can understand, or we can see that particular rock very easily, because of the calm weather, because of the calm sea, that particular rock is clearly out of the water, so we can see that particular rock. Here also Sir Ralph the rover can see that particular rock. Here deck means front part of that ship, and he fixed eyes on that speck. He saw a dark color spot or a point, and easily identified that this is a rock, because the ocean is calm, there is no waves that sunk to that rock, and he particularly understand that this is the the rock, the Inchcape Rock, and he fixed his eyes towards that Inchcape Rock. So now we can see the figure of speeches used in this line. The darker speck on the ocean green. Here inversion figure of speech is used because the words in the line have been rearranged for the poetic effect. Next stanza. The next stanza. He felt the cheering power of spring. It made him whistle, it made him sing. His heart was mirthful to excess, but the rover's mirth was wickedness. So, in this stanza, here we can see that it was a very nice day, cheerful day, and as a result, he was also very cheerful. He was also feeling very happy. He means here, Sir Ralph the Rover also feel very happy, and because of that joy, he was whistling around that his mood of also very happy, he is very happy in mood. Beautiful day ahead, he was very cheerful and he was whistling, and it was clearly visible that he was very mirthful, he was very joyful and excited inside heart, but nobody knew what was inside his heart, why he is so excited, why he is so happy because of that day. No, that is not the correct way, that because of only the atmosphere is good, he, Sir Ralph the Rover, is very happy. No, it is not the true one. No one knows what inside of his heart, what he is thinking, why he is so excited, because here poet says in the last line of this stanza that Ralph the Rover mirth was wickedness, because he was happy, because suddenly he had got a devilish idea, a devil idea in his mind, wicked idea in his mind, and because of that he is very happy. So now we can see the figure of speeches used in this particular line. It made him whistle, it made him sing. Here repetition, because repetition figure of speech is used because sound repeated of the word it made him is repeatedly used here. Next is onomatopoeia. In this line, the word whistle sound, that creates a sound, and whenever there is a sound used by the poet through the lines of the poem, then it is called as onomatopoeia. Next is his heart was mirthful to excess. Here alliteration, because sound her is used in the word hurt and in the word of his. Next is synecdoche. Here it is Sir Ralph who was mirthful to excess, not just his hurt. Here we can say only not just his hurt, but whole the Sir Ralph the Rover is mirthful. So it is called as synecdoche. Here figure of speech is used. So listeners, hope so you can learn what I teach here, and thank you for listening. Next stanza we can see in our next lecture. Thank you for listening.